absolutely love wild camping. It always feels like a real adventure when I throw my pack on my back with everything I need for the night and I head out into the wilderness to find somewhere to sleep out under the stars. Part of the fun for me is actually working out what kit to take, and over the years I've really perfected my gear list, and everything that I have here today really are some of the top brands and what I think are the best bits of essential kit if you're going wild camping. Really, you want to be keeping things as lightweight as possible. Part of the reason is because you have to carry everything, and obviously the more you're carrying, especially unessential bits of kit, you'll end up just weighing yourself down and you'll tire yourself out quickly. But wild camping is also about really stripping back and getting back to basics. So I really encourage you, if you're planning a wild camping adventure, to try and take as little gear as possible. Everything I have here is the bare minimum of what you need for a night under the stars. I'll drop links to all the products that I have. They're all tried and tested in the description box below. I'm also going to link to some other useful resources. So the first thing you're going to need is a tent. The only exception is if you are bivvy camping. So bivvy camping is when you camp without a tent and you just have a tarp or even just a bivvy bag, which is essentially a waterproof layer that you put outside your sleeping bag. But most people when wild camping opt for tents. They're much more comfortable than bivvy camping, and they also are less restrictive when it comes to weather. If you get a good tent, it means that you can wild camp whether it's cold or raining or windy, it doesn't matter. I use the MSR Hubba. This is an ultralight 2-person backpacking tent, and I've been using this for absolutely years. This was actually the tent that I took on my 1,000 kilometer trek, the length of Israel, and it fared really well. One thing I love about this tent is it is so easy to pick up and down. At 1.54 kilograms, it really is very lightweight, and once it's up, it's amazing just how spacious this tent is. Once you put your tent up, the next thing that I get out is always my roll mat. My go-to is the Thermarest NeoAir. It comes with a handy bag to help you inflate it so that you don't run out of puff. Again, another really compact and lightweight bit of kit. The downside of inflating mattresses is that they do pick up holes easy, so make sure you always have a repair kit with you. And I'll be honest that the NeoAir isn't going to be for everyone. It is a little bit noisy, and so if you're quite a restless sleeper and you move around a lot, you might find this roll mat a little bit annoying because when you turn, it does have a kind of crinkly sound. But personally, that's never bothered me, and I've always slept really well on this mattress. Next, of course, is going to be your sleeping bag. I'm a really light sleeper, so my go-to is the Mountain Equipment 3-season down sleeping bag. Down is really handy because it packs down really light and compact, and it's very lightweight. Now, I'm a vegan, I wouldn't necessarily go for down, but there are sustainable options out there, or you could buy secondhand. Being warm at night when camping is essential for me to feel comfortable. If I am too cold, then I'm guaranteed to hate the experience, so I go for this nice snug sleeping bag, and if it turns out to be a hot or balmy evening, I just open the zip and I use it as a blanket. And the final thing that's going to protect you from the elements is having a jacket. So I would always take two. One is a waterproof. The only time I wouldn't take a waterproof is if the weather promises to be glorious sunshine and there's no chance of showers, in which case I would just take the puffer. I've had this Rab puffer jacket for absolutely years now. It's got a synthetic down inside and a water resistant outer. As a great little top tip, this puffer jacket turns in on itself in one of the pockets to put it into this handy little compression sack, which acts as a perfect little pillow at night. If your insulating jacket doesn't have that in the pocket, then just put it in a stuff sack and then you can use that as a pillow. Now let's move on to some of the smaller items that you're going to need to take with you. The first is very, very important, which is a water bottle. I do tend to use hydration packs a lot. So they are packs that fit into your bag that have a tube that you can put around your shoulder strap, and they're really easy to sip when you're on the hike and on the move. They are a little bit more faffy though, filling them up, washing them, cleaning them, etc. And the downside of using hydration packs is you can't actually tell how much you've drunk. For those reasons, I quite often just throw in a Nalgene bottle. I think this Nalgene bottle was probably one of the first bit of kits I got when I started getting into the outdoors. I don't even know how old it is, but it is very, very old. And that's the thing with Nalgene bottles. They just last forever. Supposedly you can even drive a car over this thing and it would last. Another great feature of the Nalgene bottle is its wide open lip, which makes it perfect from filling up water in rivers and streams. If I'm high enough in the mountains, I'm quite happy personally drinking from the rivers if it's fast flowing and it's clean and it looks like a fresh water source. If I'm lower down or I'm unsure, then I would take a filter straw, which means that anything you drink through the straw is filtered and won't make you sick. One final thing I would I'd add about the Nalgene is a lot of people struggle to drink from the top because it's got this wide open mouth. You can buy this really handy little gadget that slots in the top and makes it really easy to drink from. Next bit of essential wild camping kit is a trowel. So obviously if you're out in the wild and you need to go to the toilet, you need to follow the correct procedures so you leave no trace, and that means that if you need to do a number 2, you have to dig. It's at least 6 inches, so just throw in a trowel and make sure that you clear up your waste and that you hide any evidence that you were ever there. Safety should always be paramount when you're wild camping. As an absolute rule of thumb, you should always tell someone where you're planning to go, what route you intend to do, and what time they can expect you back. There are always a couple of safety bits of kit that I take with me. The first is a power bank. So I've always used the Anker PowerBank. It's really reliable and durable and does a really good job of charging your phone. So I use my phone often for navigation. I'll usually have a paper map with me as well, and my phone will be a backup. But the phone is of course what you'll use in an emergency if you need to call for help. I can highly recommend downloading What 3 Words. It's an app that you have on your phone. It's free to use, and in an emergency you open the app and it will give you a unique 3 words that you can give to the emergency services, and they can use that to find your location. Another really vital bit of kit is taking a little first aid kit. As a bare minimum, you want in there plasters, blister packs, paracetamol and aspirin. I also keep in there an emergency foil blanket at all times, so if someone gets injured, including yourself, you can get inside the blanket and it reflects your heat and it keeps you really warm until emergency services get to you. The emergency blanket is also what I would sleep in the unfortunate incident that my tent broke, or I forgot it, or for some other reason I was left out in the elements and I had to spend a night outdoors. Talking of being outdoors at night, you'll want to take a head torch with you and make sure you have spare batteries as well. Now Petzl has always been my go-to brand for head torches. The head torches are always brilliant, and what I like about this particular one is it has different functions, so you can press the button to make it brighter or dimmer, and you can also press and hold the button and a red light comes on, and red light is great to use at night because it doesn't ruin your night vision. You need to think about fueling yourself. I don't think anything beats the Jetboil camping stove. This is lightweight, it's really efficient, it's super easy to use. You just screw in your gas canister, turn a nozzle, and then use a lighter to ignite a flame. Of course you need to make sure you don't forget your lighter. I've made that mistake so many times. For most wild camping trips, especially if it's just overnight and I want to keep it lightweight and simple, I usually just take a expedition pack with me like this one. I've actually done a video which I'll drop below on ideas for expedition food, food that you can take that's lightweight, that doesn't need refrigeration, and it's perfect if you're wild camping. Of course you need something to eat your meal with, so make sure you pack a spork. I also want to mention the Jogo. Now this isn't an essential bit of wild camping kit, but it might be if you're a coffee drinker. You boil up your water and you put your coffee in it, and it filters as you drink the coffee through the straw. And finally, you're going to need something to put all this stuff in, and that's where my Osprey bag comes in. I'm very loyal to Osprey. I tend to use Osprey for all my hiking and camping adventures. Their bags are just really well made. This one is the Talon, it's 33 litres, and this is about the right size for me to fit all this wild camping gear into. It's got some really great features like the mesh pockets on the side, which are perfect for storing your Nalgene bottles, and this mesh pocket on the front, which is perfect for your waterproof and puffer jacket. While 33 litres is going to be enough if your gear is ultra lightweight, if the gear you're taking wild camping is a little bit bulkier or a little bit heavier, you might want to go for a slightly bigger bag. I really hope you found this video helpful. I'd really love to hear in the comments what's your go-to bit of kit when you're wild camping, or if there's anything that you think I've missed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one.